I sold everything, left the city and moved to the north. My plan is to build a big-ass log home all by myself. And the kicker is, I have no experience whatsoever. This will be exciting. Huah! It's the end of the summer and the fall is around the corner. I have decided to build a log home all by myself, even though I haven't built anything in my whole life. I got the idea from a website, and in their way I can build without any training or experience. It took me almost a year to debark all my logs. We did the foundation and the subfloor the first summer. In the fall we erected the timber walls on the second floor. The roof took us the whole winter, and during spring and summer we have stained the house, fixed inner walls and installed doors and windows. Now it's time to get connected to the grid.
Men nu kör vi live på nya strömmen. Ja. Fan, det är stort för mig där. Det är ju iskallt. Och lampa i köket.
Before I had to drag extension cables all over the house, and it was a kick of joy to finally get electricity in my outlets.
Ström om the veranda. Ström om the veranda. Ström om the veranda.
So now when we got electricity, it was time to get some lights. I had looked all over the internet for some cool rustic lamps, and after a while I found them. Old kerosene-looking cowboy lamps.
Fan, säga vad man vill alltså, men det är jävligt mycket cowboy över det här alltså.
I also wanted spotlights to enhance the posts holding the ridge. I put 2 on each eye to get the effect I was aiming for. So we were all happy to get electricity in the house, and I was really satisfied with my cowboy lamps. I thought they fitted perfectly, and as you know, it's all in the details. I have been looking for ties for a while now. I wanted them in big size, dark brown color and as cheap as possible. I didn't care so much of the pattern, for me it was all the same. But when I found these ties, just forget about it.
Det som jag ska ha i köket, det är den här rackaren. Och det som är så jävla coolt med den här, det är att det ser fan ut som trä alltså. Identiskt. Och det är den här mörkbruna som jag är ute efter som jag ska ha på trägolven också.
So I got my ties and I needed a professional who could install it. I didn't dare to do it myself because it's really important to do it right, especially when waterproofing the bathroom.
Ja, det är mycket skit med ett badrum också.
Det är mer än man tror.
Ja, verkligen. Jag blir förvånad när jag ser allt det här.
Yeah, it was a lot of prepping before we could tile the bathroom. It has to be bone dry with no leaks. And we have all heard those scary stories when they have to rip up the bathroom floor because they didn't do the waterproofing right. And you don't want that to happen. Anywho, the tiler guy did a great job, and in a couple of days all the tiling was done. I had 4 bedrooms in the house, laying right over each other. In the wall between them, I wanted built-in wardrobes to save space. And the plan was just to do a frame and then put in new units. So when I'm doing the framework for the wardrobes, I was 100% sure that the measurement was 60 by 60 centimeters. But when I was almost finished, I double-checked, and to my surprise, they had changed the standard size and the new one was 50 by 50. So now the framework had the wrong size, and I decided to do the wardrobes by myself, including shelves, drawers and everything. I did the drawers as simple as possible using thin wood material. I used both glue and screws to assemble it, and in the front I used a slab as a front cover with old retro draw handles.
Då får vi se då. Går in där. Ja, för fan, det är fräckt. Det är supertufft.
It was time to fix the walls in the bathroom, and everyone had told me that you must use tiles or waterproof wallpaper. Nothing of that appealed to me. Wallpaper in a log home, that was a serious no-no. But I had a bunch of stumps laying around, and I thought it would be so cool to do a patchwork of all these leftovers. What I didn't think of was all the work involved. It was a humongous puzzle that every piece had to be measured, cut and grind.
Du ser, har kommit en liten bit här på den här väggen. Och nu ska vi... Nej. Men vad fan. Ja, jag mäter ju som en jävla kossa.
So when the panel was done, I coated them heavily with regular wood oil so they would be protected from moisture and water. After that, I just stained everything. The bathroom walls took me over a week to fix, and I was really satisfied with the outcome. And during the build, the thing I was most proud of was that I used 95% of all wood material for my 300 logs. Every little piece of wood had been used in some way, and with this I had saved both time and money. I had often thought of what kind of roof I wanted, and here in the north, metal roof is very popular because the snow falls down easily. I also heard that a heavy brick roof was a good choice in a log home because it presses down the logs, but in the end I decided to go with shingles. The benefit was that it's easy to install and you had a lot of color options. So now it was time to hire some roofers and put on some shingles. At the same time as the roofer was nailing the shingles, I had started with the kitchen. I had planned to buy a new one, but when I checked the prices, I was kind of surprised how expensive it was. And then I thought, dude, you have built a whole new log home by yourself, so why not build a kitchen too? How hard can that be?
Fan, jag tycker synd om takläggarna, vet du. Det blåser fan storm där ute.
It took almost 5 days to get the roof finished, including shingles and all metal fixtures. And this was actually the last piece of the puzzle for the exterior. All the outside work was now done, and the day after in the morning sun, I could see the finished result. And Jesus, it looked so awesome.
Idag var det kallt. Mitten på oktober, 5 minus har vi nu. Och nu gäller det att få varmt i kåken. Förhoppningsvis kommer värmepannan idag. Jag vet att det här är stort för mig alltså. En värmepump alltså.
Ja.
Det är hjärtat i huset. Vet du.
Jo, men det är det.
Ja, då kör vi.
Ja.
Okej. Så nu bearbetar han bara vattnet, värme så att säga.
Ja, men det är
det som vi har ställt in. Ser ut som min Mac. Min dator. Ja, rostfritt.
Den är snygg.
Ja, den är så fin som man skulle haft den i vardagsrummet.
Yes, it was in the nick of time to get the heat pump installed. I had 5 degrees in the house, so I needed the pump to go to work. And then we fixed a lot of stuff in the bathroom. We connected the pipes to the sink, installed the toilet and the shower, so now when the heat pump was working, I would soon have both cold and warm water in the house. It was time to go ahead with the kitchen. I had done the lower parts, and now I needed kitchen countertops, and instead of buying new ones, I used and glued some floor planks together. Of course, a lot of extra job as usual, but I wanted everything to be handmade.
Jag börjar känna mig sliten nu. Jag vill bli klar, börjar det kännas. Eller jag känner att jag vill bli klar. Men det är så mycket prylar inne
som jag inte tänkte på. Alltså alla lister, dörrar, målas, väggar. Det är så mycket småprylar som jag liksom bara tänkte, ja men det gör jag på 3 månader. Men jag har snart hållit på i ett halvår inomhus. Och jag ser inte ett ljus i tunneln än alltså.
Yeah, some days was tough. After building for 7 days a week over 2 years, my lust and energy wasn't there anymore. I want to get finished, but it was always 1,000 more things to do. And another thing that I wasn't prepared of was that wood shrinks. I had painted roof and walls, and now when the outer plank got smaller, I got a stripe that I had to paint over. Annoying extra job. And this was typical for the whole project. 2 steps forward and 1 step back. For example, my artistic side wanted to try something different with the bedroom wall. For over a week I had measured, cut and painted all the panels, and when I was finished I thought it looked so ugly, so I teared it down and started all over. As I said, a little bit forward and a little bit back.
Fan vet jag vad man tänder. Inte det.
Vad fan var det för något? Måste den vara utdragen? Ja men kolla väl. Men fy fan vad finurligt.
Yes, and then it's only to install the rest of the appliances. So when you build your own kitchen, it's pretty smart to use the same measurement as normal cabinets. They all have a standard size as 58 by 58 centimeters, so have that in mind and everything will go smoothly.
Grave digger, send me on my way. Release me to this earth within this shallow grave. Grave digger, bring me to my knee. Forget what I have done, forgive me if you please. Save me if you can, the time for me has come. Let me be the one that got away.
To work with round or natural timber is not easy. Nothing is straight, and to fit those branches into the rails, that was a nightmare. But after a while I got it. Later they will both be glued and screwed down, but first a few hours of staining.
Grave digger, slowly fill my grave. Whisper to your God, allow me to be saved. Grave digger, pray for my lost soul. Release me from this earth, allow me to grow old. Save me if you can, the time for me has come. Let me be the one that got away.
Fan, det staketet klart alltså. Det är grymt. Skitsnyggt.
Somebody had mentioned to me that in the old days, before you could call yourself a carpenter, the final test was to make a staircase. Well, then it was time for my examination, because I would now build a spiral staircase around my center log in the living room. I had looked on the internet and studied a lot of different staircases, so I had a few ideas on how to tackle the project. But in real life, it was much harder than I could imagine.
Better run now, child, heaven knows you will. Your trouble's on your trail, devil's on the hill. Ain't nothing you can fix, girl, if you don't leave, you'll be shot down in cold blood.
It took me almost a month to do the stairs, and now I needed to do the handrail. Here I had tried to bend small and narrow trees, but with no luck. However, I had talked to Rick, and he told me to screw some studs into the staircase and then use a lot of glue on 4 thin pieces of wood. After that, you carefully bend and fasten the plank so it follows the spiral shape of the staircase, and then drying for 24 hours. I was a bit skeptical, but after releasing and seeing the planks laying there like a snake, I was baffled. Glue is incredibly strong, and I was very impressed of the result. There was a lot of fiddling with the staircase, and it took me almost 2 months to get it done. But it was all worth it. I thought it became a beautiful centerpiece in my log home. Easter is a big deal here in the north, and it has nothing to do with Jesus or religion. It's a landmark that winter is over and spring and summer is on its way. To celebrate, we take trips with our snowmobiles, we eat, drink and enjoy the warmth of the sun. After 6 months of darkness, it's a tremendous feeling to finally see the light come back again. And before the snow melts away, it was time to burn my enormous pile of wood with all my waste materials. 20 meters long and 2 meters high. Yes, you will get a lot of trash after building for over 3 years.
Högen börjar minskas nu. Jag har fan bränt i en vecka alltså. Det är så jävla mycket virke där, spelvirke. Jag sparar i och för sig de stora klabbarna för att de kan jag ha till ved och skit. Men allt små bröter liksom. Bara bränna upp skiten. Men det är som allt annat, det tar fan aldrig slut alltså. Jobb.